Yes. This game that that came to my attention first, most of all, thanks to my buddy Das Model, or whatever the heck. I think he's changed his name yet again. He keeps things fresh. Duke Dazzard, but he pointed me to this game. I like to give credit where credit's due. And then of course I did get tagged into it by some other people that were coming across the game. I believe even in the Melee's Discord, Blighthaven, and then on Sergey, and then on X. I want to say I got tagged by, oh god, who was it? Spartacus. Yeah, Spartacus had also tagged me on X, pointing me to one of the trailers here. And like I said, but my buddy Dassy is the first one that got in on this one to let me know. And what I've heard is interesting because it is coming from some developers from the Mass Effect series. And when I watched just 8 seconds of the video, I saw the writing on the wall for especially the gameplay mechanics, or at least the way the gameplay looked really quick. But here it says in the description for it, take a look at the first look gameplay video for Exodus, a sci-fi action adventure decision-based game, oh no, developed by Archetype Entertainment. Players embark on a journey through the cosmos to lead humanity's fight against the Celestials as the Traveler. Make use of an arsenal of weapons and abilities to engage with the game's third-person action combat shooting from planet to planet. Exodus is coming soon to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC, Steam, and Epic Games Store, with an extended gameplay look coming summer 2026. Hello and good morning, Hitman. He says Mass Effect Andromeda, chef's kiss. You know, if I was Gordon Ramsay, I would put two pieces of bread on your head and tell me what kind of a sandwich I have before me, because I think I know what it would be. Don't bring that around here, sir. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Hope you're doing well this morning, Hitman. Anyway, let's check out this trailer here that we've got. It's a Exodus official first look gameplay. Okay, looking a little more, definitely looking a lot smoother than even Mass Effect 3's gameplay, and they were kind of reaching that pinnacle there. I can't speak much for Andromeda. I didn't play a whole lot of it, so I can't really say anyway. Hitman says that's because I left a child to die. Wait, you or me? Because apparently I did too. Liquid Blake still won't let me forget about the damn kid in the vent. So we both did, I guess. All right, so you got kind of even the console side UI if you playing Mass Effect on the console, but also you can, when you have controller support on, I think for the Legendary Edition, when you're using the controller, it kind of does the pop-up much with the radial system, but this is more off to the side instead of kind of being front and center of everything in Mass Effect. That's interesting. Okay, so this also is a work in progress gameplay, not representative of final. So things could be altered here. Maybe with the summer gameplay trailer that they drop, hopefully that'll be a little more finalized. Hopefully that one will be a little more finalized. This is giving me vibes of walking in, in like the big old spacesuit in Knights of the Old Republic 1 or 2, when you're on that cripping station, the mining station in the beginning of the game, and you have to walk along the platform, and you're also like chugging along. Not as clunky looking, but that definitely gave me some vibes of that. Hitman saying, did you hear that Fallout New Vegas along with KOTOR are getting remakes? I haven't verified KOTOR, but I did see an article. I saw no article. I just saw trust me sources, bro. sort of stuff on X, and I even saw Bane of the Shills say just that, because I went to the post on X to look for sources on it, and I saw nothing. Unless, Hitman, you want to drop a link article in our Discord, I'll take a look at it. But for now, I'm still doing my dance of cancellation for the KOTOR remake. Hopefully that never gets off the freaking ground. As for Fallout New Vegas, I've heard some rumblings here and there about that sort of thing. I worry for it, because I know a lot of people do love New Vegas. It's still in Bethesda-verse. It's better than Bethesda's games, but still just as broken as Bethesda's games. So, you know, it just is what it is. I don't foresee a lot of improvement, and especially like when I did check out the Oblivion remake, and I found as basic bitch of a bug as when you open up the console menu and hit QQQ to quit the game out completely, and it usually does it on all their other games smoothly. That one like hard locked everything. It was hilarious. So I don't hold out a lot of hope for them remaking New Vegas, and even as janky as it was, it's a much better game than the rest of Bethesda's slop. But I don't hope for it. Hitman saying, "Oh, you mean Doomcock doing his work?" It wasn't even on a post from Doomcock. It was just like generally from some rando, and I just when I looked for any sources and there was none, it was just like, okay, I'm still doing my dance of cancellation, so I'm not worried. I'm not gonna get too in a huff just yet, because it's just rumor mill bullshit. And until something solidifies and starts getting released, something more than just a trailer showing off a 3D rendered Revan, and they're actually showing gameplay and stuff like that, maybe then I'll start talking about that stuff again. Otherwise, I don't care. When it's just rumors. Hitman says, "I will raise the city if they remake KOTOR. No, Revan was a man, and HK-47 was not a pacifist." These dumb meatbags. They have yet to turn HK into a pacifist in any media, thank God. But that wouldn't surprise me if they certainly try and make some weirdness with his character of being like other droids in the Star Wars universe, especially more as of late, of trying to be like breaking free of our slavery and chains and all that sort of crap. The meatbags won't respect us, damn it, sort of bullshit. But yeah. But that's the problem when you leave player choice and everything. When you're creating your character and stuff like that, it already gives people an impression in their head of what their head canon is for the character. So anyway, back to this. That's what I get for mentioning KOTOR. Georgia, the jungles. That was an interestingly designed door. Shankara Glyph Shrine. Okay. Extended gameplay this summer. Wish list now. God, I see elements of a lot of different things in this. I definitely see the core Mass Effect gameplay from 3, especially. I'm seeing a little more of that freedom of mobility and stuff like that from Andromeda. So, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But that always just kind of tweaks me just a little bit. Although that is that Wizards of the Coast logo up there? I'm kind of unsure then. That doesn't fill me with a lot of hope, but it's got me in, like, the combat looks like it could be good. The story will be debatable, You got some of the exploration going on, which again, you got the freedom of mobility a little bit. You're swinging around like either George of the Jungle or Spider-Man, however you want to look at it. So not all bad. I just now start to question certain things, like I said. Let me see if I can find anything else on this. Hello and good morning, or whatever the heck it may be for you, Captain Keeley. How are you doing today, sir? Hope you're doing well. Hello, Weasel. How are you? Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody says hello. Good morning. Hope you're doing well, Weasel. We're just looking at Exodus here. Let's see if there's anything else I can kind of see what else I can kind of find out on this. Oh, so they have a website here. Good. Looks like they're certainly your Exodus begins early 2027. Oh, we got a little more of a longer trailer here. Oh, shit. It is Wizards of the Coast. Oh, boy.
Who are you? I'm a friend.
Oh, fuck.
Celestials are the enemy of humanity. A relentless threat to our very survival. I can't do this anymore. Salvaging scraps just to get by.
Child of Orion, fulfill the purpose for which you were crafted, and seize your destiny.
Our world is dying. You are the only one who can wield celestial tech and find a cure. Well, that's terrifying. But with the right ship and the right crew, you could save all of us.
I was on an alien world. Felt like I was finally doing what I was made for.
Thank you, June.
We are the defenders of Leiden's future. And we will fight to protect it. The fight for survival has consequences. How far are you willing to venture? How much are you willing to sacrifice to save your world? Damn, kid. No pressure there.
Like it is definitely still giving me those Mass Effect vibes. Got a little party and all that. Humanity's last hope, step forward and become the traveler, leading humanity's fight for survival against the Celestials. You already kind of got that from the trailer. The thing that I was starting to see when I was just even Google searching it just really quick is it sounded like it was, okay, Exodus is a story-driven action-adventure RPG set in a new sci-fi universe 40,000 years in the future. Players will fight for humanity's survival against its own evolution and confront the effects of time dilation caused by interstellar travel. The game is being developed by Archetype Entertainment and published by Wizards of the Coast. Again, it makes me kind of curious because heard certainly for what they've done with the Warhammer franchise and even just like what goes on with their card games and stuff like that. I think they were the ones Magic the Gathering, right, too? Yeah. So, and they recently put out a pack for Magic the Gathering where they are including Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they did the race swapped April O'Neil. And I have to laugh because at least at my store, for all the stuff that usually moves, the Final Fantasy stuff like moved like hotcakes. Those boxes for the TMNT ones have been still there for such a long time. I think there's maybe been a few that have been picked up here or there, but not a terrible lot going for this one. The Final Fantasy, definitely. TMNT, might be reasons. I could be looking too much. I could be not overanalyzing, but just, putting too much into it. But anyways, it again. Excuse me. I do hope that this turns out good. It would be great to have a new science fiction RPG out there. And again, it's got those kind of Mass Effect vibes. I can dig that. Oh, look at that. They've even got Step into Exodus universe with free chapters from the Archimedes engine. Got a book there too. Okay. But let's see the Steam page really quick. I could have sworn too at the beginning of that trailer I heard the voice actor who plays Garrus. But yeah, planned release date 2027. You can add to your wish list. Step forward into the role of Jun Aslan, a salvager turned traveler, a renegade among the stars and hunter of ancient secrets. Ooh. Embark on interstellar missions to recover celestial remnants that may hold the key to humanity survival. Again, I mean, I guess that's probably typical science fiction tropes and stuff like that. Return to a changed world where time dilation has amplified your choices and reshaped the future of humanity. Lead the fight for salvation. Engage in intense combat against monstrous creatures and construct rival human constructs. Create creatures and constructs. Rival human dynasties and the greatest threat of all, the Celestials. So again, we're getting our shadow threats of what the Reapers, but now they're the Celestial. Fuse remnants with human tech and expand your arsenal and unleash devastating abilities through a gauntlet only you command. Fight alongside powerful, highly adept companions whose strength, skill, and synergy turn the tide of every battle. And I just realized something. I should probably check my mic. After last week's bogus, obnoxious stuff, I had changed some things up because it was when I was playing Lego Batman 3. It was just giving me my mic was suddenly weirdly shutting off. Anyway. Discover extraordinary worlds and companions. Explore a galaxy alive with awe and mystery, shaped by extraordinary worlds, unique beings, and the bonds you forge or break along the way. Encounter the evolved descendants of humanity known as the Celestials. They're bioengineered changelings and highly intelligent awakened animals. Lead a formidable crew across the stars, human and awakened, driven by their own convictions and deadly in the fight ahead. So are they gonna be kind of big dickheads like the ancients in Stargate, who just kind of pissed off after a while? There's still a part of, like I said, there's still a part of me that is very curious about this game. See what the story does hold. When they talk about choice and stuff like that, you get yourself into potential, and this was the problem with even Mass Effect. They wrote themselves into corners that they were then like scratching to get out of towards the end there, or at least trying to, the challenge certainly of trying to include everything for everything going on. And unfortunately, like, they still wanted to tell a particular story, so things were retconned, things were kind of changed here or there. Biggest of all was their plans for Mass Effect 3 and the fact that, you know, you were supposed to be able to have the potential for Shepard to die in Mass Effect 2 with this whole suicide mission and people die, yet they'll still kind of pop back up in Mass Effect 3 and of course along with Shepard, because either time, budget, or whatever, they couldn't implement the whole aspect of a new protagonist to take over in Mass Effect 3. And I was really kind of curious about that. Like, I was gonna of course want to have my Shepard. Naturally, he's a badass, he was gonna make it through no matter what, but it would have made for a very interesting, you know, kind of extra storyline to get through, where you have a whole new protagonist that has to take on the Reapers instead of Shepard, who unfortunately, you know, got offed by the collectors in Mass Effect 2. So yeah, like I said, it kind of is a bit of a problem when you are trying to do dynamic choices, or however they put it, because that looks familiar. But like I said, for writing and stuff like that for a game, it really does kind of pigeonhole some things that they can't they can't always maneuver out of, because then they're also if there is ever a sequel to this, it's called, oh crap, where do we go from there? And what we need to include people's choices and everything, because their choices are important, right? Choices matter. Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's great to have that availability in games to do that sort of stuff, but definitely more for one and dones, not for trilogy spanning, unless you really, really, really plan out every possibility and really try and include all of that as you're going along before, like, even you develop the first game. Like, you map out the whole story, all the branching storylines and stuff like that, because oftentimes it is just kind of game to game to game to game. I don't even think they had a full plan with Mass Effect 3 or the Mass Effect franchise when they did 1 through 3. So yeah, like the whole choice aspect is great and all, but it can be a bit of a problem when you are trying to tell your storyline, and then you start running into problems with player choice and stuff like that, especially if I'm sure it's gonna be online connectivity and all that sort of crap, so they'll probably be able to like scout your save files and see all the choices, and they'll do a whole data collection on some of the most popular choices, maybe go from there. That always gets really weird when you start having that sort of stuff. That Baron armor keeps getting shown off. Mess that bear up. So I hope for the best. I'm gonna add it to my wish list, keep an eye on it, see what kind of updates and comes from it. Hopefully good things. I really do. I really hope for some good things. Not anticipating it. I hope for the best, but I expect the worst. I can't help myself. It's just the way it is. It's just, you know, modern gaming. It is what it is. So there we go. All right. But hey, you know, hopefully it's a good one. We'll see what it is. Oh crap. I guess I could have gone through more. There's a whole, they got a whole bunch of stuff here. Maybe if there's with the follow-up, I'll even bookmark this, and when they do the summer more larger gameplay reveal, we'll go into more of the details on this game, just because then I think that'll mean it'll be worth looking into when we see more of it. There we go. Okay, that's been saved. That will require a follow-up.
Thank you for watching this clip from Respawn Roast Cantina. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and check out the full episode.